Hello everyone, welcome back to third lecture on transportation problem. Today we are going to look after least cost method of initial feasible solution. So let me brief you about least cost method. The name itself says least cost, that means allocation we need to calculate for each sale having least cost. Now, the allocation rule is same, which is from demand and supply, whichever is lesser. So, let's start with the question on least cost method. As you can see, the question on our board, which is taken from page number 202, example number 2. So, let me read the question. For the following transportation problem, find initial feasible solution by least cost method. So here, data for cost per unit in rupees is given in the table, for which supply and demand is given. In the supply side, we have P1, P2, P3, for which capacities are given, which is 70, 60 and 90. And in the demand side, we have D1, D2, D3 and D4, for which demands are given, which are 60, 40, 60 and 20. So with this, we have to find out initial feasible solution using least cost method. So let me start. To solve least cost method of initial feasible solution, we have to solve this question step by step. As we know that cost word is mentioned, that means this question is of minimization. So our first step says this problem is of minimization. Minimization problem. Our second step is we have to find out whether the problem is balanced or not. So let me find balance. So for balance, we need to have supply side and demand side. In the supply side, we have P1, P2 and P3, for which capacities are 70, 60 and 90. So the total for supply is summation of supply, which is going to be 220. Now we have demand side. So in the demand side we have D1, D2, D3 and D4. So demand for the same, we have 60 for D1, 40, then again 60 and 20. When we take total of this, so summation of demand is going to be 180. So here we can see that our problem is not balanced because our summation of supply is 220 and summation of demand is 180. So here we have difference. So we need to take dummy. So let me take dummy in the demand side. So here in the demand side, after D4, now the dummy will be D5. So let me consider dummy is equal to D5. And the value of dummy, which is going to be difference between these two. So difference between 220 minus 180 is going to be 40. And the cost of dummy we are going to consider 0. So the cost of D5 is going to be 0. So as we have considered dummy, that means we have made it balanced. So let me start further for finding transportation table and initial feasible solution with the help of least cost method. So next our step is third step, which is making transportation table. So let me draw the table now. So while making transportation table, we need to have supply and demand side. So here in the supply side, we have P1, P2 and P3, and at the end of P3 we are going to write demand like this. We are going to write supply as well, capacities for supply. So before this, let me write the demand side as well. So we have D1, D2, D3, D4, and now we have considered D5 as a dummy. So let me write D5 and then supply. So at the end of D5 we are going to write the capacities of supply. So let us write the supply capacities, which we have 70, 60 and 90, which is 220, and here in the demand side we have 60, 40, again 60, 20, and for dummy we have considered the value is 40. So difference is 40. So now it is equal. So both the side is equal, which is 220. Now let me write the cost in the box. So let me draw the box. So now we have cost data in the question. So let me write it 10, 7, 6, 12, 3, 6, 9, 7, 9, 6, 7 and 11. And in the dummy column we are going to write cost as 0. Now this is our transportation table. So let me find the initial feasible solution. So we are finding initial feasible solution by least cost method. Now as I said, least cost method, the word itself says least cost. That means allocation we are going to give in the least cost wherever we have least cost in the table. So let me find where is my least cost in the table. So after looking at this table, we can see our dummy 0 is the least cost. But with the, as the least cost method says, even though we have least cost 0, we ignore this and we find out least cost from existing question. So the 0 or the dummy we considered at the end. So ignoring this dummy, let us find out least cost from the table. So here from earlier question or from the question we have data for D1, D2, D3, D4, for which we have least cost, which is 3. Right now we are ignoring the dummy because dummy we are going to take at the last. So only considering D1, D2, D3 and D4, we have least cost, which is 3. So we are going to start giving our allocation in this 3 first, or in this cell, which is P2, D2. So I'll be giving my first allocation here. Allocation rule is same, which is from the demand side and supply side, whichever is lesser. So let me see the demand side. In the demand side we have 40 unit and in the supply side we have 60. So from 40 and 60 the lesser one is 40. So let me give my allocation 40. Once the demand 40 is given, so 40 minus 40 is 0. That means for D2 the demand is fulfilled. Now from supply 60 we have given 40, so it remains 20. Okay. So here in this table, in our first procedure, D2 has become 0. So this will get, this row will get, this column will get cancelled. Now once D2 is cancelled, we can apply same procedure on other cell. So let me find out again least cost ignoring D5 right now. Okay. So from D1, D3 and D4, the next least cost is 6. But here we can see there is tie between 6 and 6. 6 cost is there in P3 D1 as well as P1 D4. So there is tie between the least cost. So when we have tie in the least cost, we use the second rule, which is maximum allocation. So let me show you what is maximum allocation. So right now we have to consider both the cost because there is tie in the cost. So let me see. If I give my first allocation in this 6, that means the sale having cost 6, here I'll be giving my allocation. If I consider P1 D4, I have to give my allocation here. Okay. So let me consider the allocation. So for P3 D1, demand side is 60 and supply side is 90. So here 60 and 90, whichever is lesser. So lesser is 60. So if I have given my 60 here as allocation, okay, then I have to check for P1 D4 as well. So let me check here for P1 D4. Now the allocation will be, in the demand side we have 20, in the supply side we have 70. So let me check 20 and 70. Lesser one is 20. So I'll be considering 20 as my allocation. So now I have to compare between this allocation and this allocation. And from that we have to choose maximum one. So from P3 D1 I got allocation of 60 and from P1 D4 I got allocation of 20. So 60 and 20 whichever is maximum, and maximum is 60. So we'll be giving allocation 60 and not 20. 20 we will be considering later. Okay. So we have to give our allocation 60. So if we have given allocation 60, that means 60 minus 60 is 0 and 90 minus 60, which comes to 30. Now D1 has become 0. So D1 will get cancelled. After this, again we have to see the least cost. So here we know that we have next least cost, which is 6, which is in sale of P1 D4. So let me give my allocation here. So for this allocation, demand side is 20, supply side is 70. So 20 and 70 whichever is lesser. So lesser is 20. So our allocation is 20 now. So 20 minus 20 is 0. 70 minus 20, which comes to 50. Now here D4 has become 0. So D4 will get cancelled. Now only D3, D5 is remain and P1, P2, P3 the column is remain. Here for D3 column is remain, and in the supply P1, P2, P3 we have some quantities. Now next again we have to see the least cost. So our next least cost is there from this table, as we are ignoring the dummy or we are considering it as at later or in the end. So here we have the next least cost, which is 7. Now For 7, again we have to see the same demand and supply. So in the demand we have 60 and the supply we have 20. So 20 and 60, lesser one is 20. So let me give my allocation here 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. 60 minus 20, it comes to 40. Now here P2 has become 0. So our P2 will get cancelled. Next, again we have considered the least cost. So let me see where is my least cost. So now we have only two least cost, which is 9 and 9. So again we have tie in the 9 because we have two least cost. So there is tie. So let me see maximum allocation. Again the second, when there is tie in the allocation, we have to see the maximum allocation. So where I am getting my maximum allocation. Suppose if I give my allocation in this cell P3 D3. So my demand side is 40, supply side is 30. So here it will come 30. I have not given, I have just assumed it. Or if I give in P1 D3, then my demand side is 40 and supply side is 50. So 40 and 50, lesser one is 40. So if I consider P1 D3, the allocation will be 40. Now I have to compare between this 40 and 30. Maximum is 40. And our allocation, the second rule of allocation is that we have to give maximum allocation. So while considering 40 and 30, we will be considering 40 and 30 will be cancelling. So we have given 40. So 40 minus 40, 0. 50 minus 40 remains 10. Now who has become 0? D3 has become 0. So our D3 will get cancelled. Now as we can see, our D1, D2, D3 and D4 is cancelled now. Only D5, which is dummy, is remain. So and in the table all other costs are cancelled. So now at the last we have to consider dummy. Now for dummy we have only two cell remain, which is P1 D5 and P3 D5. So let me give allocation here. Again let me check. For D5 the value is 40 and only two cells are remain. So let me give my first allocation. So here P3 D5 we have, if we give here, we have in the demand side 40, supply side 30. So 40 and 30, lesser one is 30. So we'll be giving our allocation 30 here. So 40 minus 30, 10. And 30 minus 30 is 0. Now P3 has become 0, so it will get cancelled. And the last one is P1 D5. So let me check here. In the demand side I have 10 remain and in the supply side I have 10, which is tally. So let me write 10. As I have written 10 here, so 10 minus 10 0. And this 10 minus 10 is 0. So that means my solution, my problem is solved. I got the solution. Once you got the solution, we have to find the total cost. So we know the formula for total cost. So our total cost formula is cost into quantity. Our formula is cost into quantity. So let me take all the cost and quantities or allocation we got. So here our first allocation is there in P1 D3. So let me write their cost is 9 into 40 plus our second allocation is 20, which is there in P1 D4. So cost is 6 into 20 plus next is 0 into 10. P1 D5 cost is 0, allocation is 10. Then next we have plus 3 into 40, then 7 into 20. Okay, then P3 D1 is 6 into 60 plus 0 into 30, which is our last sale. cost is 0 and the allocation is 30. So let me take the total of it. So let us find out total. Here, this is my calc. So everybody on the calc, let's see how we can calculate. That is 9 into 40. Now we have to press M plus. 6 into 20. M plus. 0 into 10. M plus. 3 into 40. M plus. 7 into 20. M plus. 6 into 60. M plus. 0 into 30. M plus. Now after pressing our last M plus, we have to press MRC. So our total is 1100. So we have to write our last total is rupees 1100. Okay, 1100. So this is about our least cost method of initial feasible solution. Hope you have understood very well. Keep practicing. Drop your queries and question in the comment box. Stay home. Stay safe. See you in the next session. Thank you so much.